A new level of luxury has arrived. An experience that will transform the way you travel. Our impeccable service remains, but now comes with a groundbreaking new design, a revolutionary business class. The ultimate in privacy, the finest in comfort. Whether conducting business or sharing a special journey with loved ones, we bring you the best of all worlds as you fly above it. A place to relax and unwind in elegant, tranquil surroundings. Your sanctuary in the sky. Introducing Q Suite. First in business. Qatar Airways. Going places together.
ल्यायो त
मैले ल्याएँ हजुर बुवा
लो यो 1 रुपैयाँले के हुन्छ र आजकल
यो 1 रुपैयाँ मात्र हैन काका यही 1 रुपैयाँ भोलि पर्सि धेरै हुन्छ
हेरौँ न त अब 1 रुपैयाँको ताकत
NIBL 1 रुपैयाँमा आफ्नै बचत खाताको साथ जम्मा 1 रुपैयाँमा खाता खोल्नुहोस् र पाउनुहोस् फ्री डेबिट कार्ड एक नेपाली संघको नाता हाम्रो आफ्नै बचत खाता नेपाल इन्भेस्टमेन्ट बैंक
Salty Crown Plaza, Kathmandu, traveling for success.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back after a very short break. Now we will be having the final short presentation today for the ITBMC conference, the last one for the day. So this might be the last one, but it is one of the very important topics to be discussed on, and this is an initiative, a campaign. River conservation and tourism, Karnali, the most pristine and the last free flowy river of Nepal. So here we have our speaker, Mr. Megha Ali, who is a well-renowned personality and entrepreneur in the tourism industry in Nepal. He's an explorer, a river conservationist since 1995, social entrepreneur and president of the Borderlands Eco-Adventure Center. He's the initiator. He's one of the initiators for the Bagmati Cleanup Campaign 2001. He is also the PATA Personality of the Year 2016. So please help me in welcoming Mr. Megha Ali, sir. Please, sir.
Namaste, everybody. So you could see I'm not very friendly with the technology because I work on the river. I spend most of my time along the river and explore. What I do is river conservation, whitewater rafting, kayaking, and so we pioneered canyoning in this country. This is what I brought from Europe, and we have done quite a few work on the rivers. So as you could see, and we should get a mic. यो कसरी काम गर्छ यार सुरु गर्दा प्रिभियस All right, so and just if you look at the facts of the river, we have 6,000 rivers and rivulets. So Nepal, the world's best whitewater destination in the world. A lot of people don't know about it. So, it's great to see all these travel bloggers, bloggers here, the media people, and so a lot of people may not know. Just Nepal means just Himalayas, the trekking, the temples, and Lumbini. But again, Nepal, the world's best whitewater destination. All these Himalayas, they create beautiful rivers and very exciting rivers. And if we are talking about Karnali is among the best 5 rivers in the world in terms of whitewater rafting and kayaking. And every river in Nepal, unfortunately, they are proposed to be dammed. So we don't understand, how important the ecosystem is. So how important to conserve this river. So I think we need to work a lot on this. So again, the Karnali is the last pristine Himalayan river and also the most beautiful river in Nepal and only free-flowing river in the country. Just talking about the Karnali, so you could see, the Karnali, along with 3 sacred rivers, the Satluj, the Indus, and Brahmaputra. So if you look at the sacred landscape of Kailas, which is the holy for Hindus, Buddhists, Sikhs, Jains, and other different religions. So the Karnali comes from the same sacred landscape, the Kailas sacred landscape. In the east, there's the Brahmaputra. In the west, Satluj. In the north, the Indus. In the south, so that's the Karnali, and goes all the way to the Ganges. And if you look at, so all those rivers, so actually pretty much exploited. If you look at the Brahmaputra, what's happening, so that's the river. In Tibetan, it comes from mouth of the horse. And Indus, that's very much exploited again in India and Pakistan. And that in Tibetan, it comes from the mouth of the lion. And Satluj, so in Tibetan, it comes from the mouth of the elephant. The Karnali, also known as Peacock River, and the source of Karnali known as Mapsa Khabab, which means the mouth of the peacock, right? So we went all the way to the source, and followed this river all the way down to the Ganges. We had a bunch of scientists, and from Nepal, from universities, and from America, so a lot of our Chinese friends, they also helped on that. And that's the source of Karnali, known as Mapsa Khabab. And in Tibet, so this is known as Mapsa Khabab. As soon as it gets to Nepal, you could see, so that's the Hilsa border, then the name changes, that it becomes the Humla Karnali. So, and you could see the map how, traverse this Karnali all the way down to the Ganges. So the blue lines, that's the Karnali. And So the facts of Karnali, as you could see, the largest tributary of Ganges. So length of Karnali is 1,080 kilometer. So, and if you look at in Nepal, that's the longest river we have. This is 507 kilometer. And also in Ganga, in Indian side, that's 460 kilometer. But as soon as it crosses the border, it becomes the Ghagra River. Right? Why we're showing this? Again, the most pristine Himalayan river and the only free-flowing river of Nepal. So this is also in danger. So, and so when we're doing this expedition, this was 44 days, we developed a slogan. So I would like to read this out for everyone, as well as if you could just follow the slogan. So I would really appreciate. So please, if you could follow, everybody. Om Kailas Karnali Karma. Once again. Om Kailas Karnali Karma. Om Kailas Karnali Karma. So again, what we said was the Kailas sacred landscape is not complete without having a sacred river corridor. Karnali to be the sacred river corridor. So Om is all the God. Om family, the Hindus, Buddhists, Sikhs, Jains. So that's the Kailas. And Kailas, that's where the Karnali comes from. And the Karnali Karma, so why not this river to be left for future generation to do the karma. So that's how this slogan came when we were doing the expedition. So walking along this river, rafting, kayaking, all the way to the Ganges. So we developed this slogan, Om Kailas Karnali Karma. And so one thing what I realized, being with the river, working with the river for so long, there is no sustainable peace on earth without managing our rivers. We talk about mountains, we talk about culture, we talk about, everything. So, but, is there sustainable peace without managing our rivers? So, and also, I'd like to request and ask how our tourism can help. So we talk about next big war about fresh water. So is there ways, how we could help on that to mitigate, to avoid, right? So when I look at all those, young bloggers, medias, young generation, I see the hope. So you are the change maker. I think collectively we can make much bigger change. So if we are really serious about sustainability, peace, so rivers are neglected so much. So I didn't see much talk about the river. So I think we all need to work together on this. And so now we got this event coming, like the 2020 Visit Nepal. And we're trying to put this work together. So in March, we had 3rd National River Summit on the bank of Karnali in Rakham. And in that declaration, we decided, so why not we have a whitewater rafting race, the longest rafting race in Nepal. So in the world, so there has been many rafting races, so whitewater championship and all of those. And so the longest so far is 180 kilometers. But when we do this Karnali whitewater rafting, race, it's going to be called the Great Karnali Quest Sacred River Corridor Raft Race, right? That's going to be the longer than 180. It's going to be 242 kilometers. So from there all the way to the border near Bardia. So it starts from Rakham. This is in Dailek district. Rakham is the center. So for our getaway for province. Karnali province, actually, there's a province called Karnali. This, you can go to Saipal Himal, you could go to Rara Lake, or to the border, and that's the center. That's where we're going to start a rafting race on the 25th of November 2020, and going all the way to the bottom, you could see, so by the Bardia National Park. So by the way, Bardia National Park is among the best park in Asia in terms of sighting tigers, and wild elephant. So this, you can see this course. And this is also not only just rafting, but it's also a campaign. We want to tell the rest of the world how pristine this river is. And this is, if you're talking about the race, so the distance we talk 242 kilometers from Rakum, Karnali to Dailik, to Daulatpur Ghat in Kailali. There will be 6 nights camps, Rakum Karnali, Tollo Dhungeshwar, Scorpion Beach, Red Rock, River Canyon, Solta, Daulatpur Ghat. So, and participants, so we're looking at small entry fees. So, and also we would like to invite 20 teams on those. So we will not have the capacity of inviting a lot of teams, because in one team there will be 6 rafters and 1 kayaker for safety. And we would be inviting the world champion who just, there was a whitewater world championship in Australia, whoever won the gold medal. So that's a Brazilian team who won it. So we'll invite them, so as a free entry, but the rest, they will be part of it as well. So, and thus arriving in Rakum on the 24th of November, and then, so on the 25th, we'll have a big cultural worshipping the river. That's a very special day, actually, the 11th day of the new moon, and that's when we celebrate the river, actually. That's a very religious day. So, and then, so on the 25th, we do a lot of the puja. There will be, like again, the Karnali is the source of, many different civilizations. So we'll talk about later. And the race starts on the 26th, and race finishes on the 30th November at Daulatpur Ghat by the Bardia National Park. And that will be the full moon. Again, that's a very special day. So to worship the river, to worship the nature. So we're right next to the Bardia National Park. That's how we have scheduled. And as I said, probably the longest downriver race in the world. So, and so probably we'll be creating this good history, actually. It may go to the Guinness Book of World Record. So since the longest race is 180 kilometers, this would be 242 kilometers. So, and the rapids are grade 4 and mostly 3+ and 4s. So that's like low flow, medium, sort of high, and less risk. So we can, take care of the safety and all of those. And so in 2019, in October 22nd, so we'll be doing a pre-race. So the kayakers will participate. There will be 5 kayakers in each team. So on the 22nd, they will complete the race in 5 days. So it's the same distance, but with kayak. So, and the difference between the kayak and raft would be, the kayak will be self-sustained. So they have to carry tent, stove, food, everything. And, they go, just go down river race. And what is raft will be hosted by different communities. So, and I'll show you later. And as I said, the most pristine river, most pristine Himalayan river. And we're looking at how this river can be, even thinking of how this could be approaching the government as natural river heritage. So, and if you look at this, the culture part of it, the Red Rock Canyon. So we're looking at, camping along these places, beautiful white sand beaches, exciting rafting, rapids, and the faces of Karnali. So when you look at Karnali, we have Tibetan civilization or Buddhist culture. We have Karnali is the source of, the Khas civilization, which is the Nepali language. That's where it came from. And we have Raut is the last nomadic people in Nepal. They will be hosting, in one of the evening. So while we're camping, then you could see on the right, that's Sunaha. So they are the gold panners. So you can get the gold along the Karnali. These are the very special tribe, or one of the most marginalized people, actually. So who actually, they spend time penning for gold. And if you look at the wildlife, so from the top to the bottom, if you look at the Kailas to the Bardya, Karnali, and you're talking about more than 700, 800 different species of bird life. Then snow leopard, the one-horned rhinoceros, or Bengal tiger. The fish, that's one of the fish we caught. So we catch and release, so the fishing event can be done there. So that's the golden mushroom, which was 62-pounder. And the wild elephant there, and mammals, the reptiles, the Gangetic dolphin, it's got it all. So again, so this river is threatened to be dammed. So we're looking at, talking to the government, having a dialogue, what prosperity means. Does prosperity means making all the dams and developing energy and selling it? Or we can get the prosperity from tourism. So again, the tourism can be used as a tool of peace building. If you look at tourism, a tourist would engage 9 to 11 people. If we have 1 million tourists, there'll be 11 million engagement. So, and if we have 2 million, there'll be more people who will be engaged. So less people will be displaced from Nepal. There'll be no time to hold the gun again in this country. So how we can use the tourism for peace and prosperity in this country. So some of these rapids along the Karnali, one of the most exciting river, as I said. So it's got nature, culture, adventure, everything. And, the next big war is inevitable if we fail to manage our rivers. So all the scientists, the politicians, they talk about the next big war is about fresh water. So what kind of contribution we've done, how we can work together to conserve our nature. So we talk about global warming, we talk about climate change. So the tourism, the tourists, the bloggers, the medias, you all can be the ambassadors to conserve our rivers, save our planet. So if you look at here, again it's written Om Kailas Karnali Karma. And in this poster, we distributed 5,000 posters to a lot of people in Karnali area, in Kathmandu, to the schools, colleges. And so we came up with the Panchashil of Karnali, how it can be saved. So a lot of you may know in Buddhism, in our Hindu culture also, we have Panchashil, 5 factors, so to follow. And in this, it's written, Karnali is the faith of many religions. So it goes from Karnali, from Kailas, Karnali to the Ganges. So you could see the Kailas is the faith of many religions, Ganges, the holy Ganges, and it goes through Nepal. That's one. 2 is, Karnali is the source of many civilizations. You can see Hindus, Buddhists, Sikhs, Jains, And Karnali is the library of, ecology. So you're talking about the flora and fauna, the ecology, the geology of all this. And Karnali is one of the rarest river on earth, which can be proposed as natural heritage, so the next generation can enjoy. And Karnali is the gateway for West Nepal or the Karnali province for prosperity. So if you could imagine, the Great Wall can generate or invite more than 10 million people, visitors. So Karnali is natural. So if the infrastructure is developed, if the access is developed, if it's promoted well, if it's branded well, so I'm sure it can generate 5 million tourists, no problem. This is one of the biggest provinces we have in this country as well. So, and it's got nature, it's got culture, it's got, so pretty much everything. So these are the Panchashil of Karnali to save the Karnali. And so if you look at the dream, so we have 6,000 rivers and rivulets. I said we have 6,000 rivers, keep a few free flowing forever. So if you look at this map here, conservation planning, so you could look at that corridor, so 5 kilometers on either side of the Karnali, so to be declared as Karnali Sacred River Corridor, and it's like as good as national park or conservation area. And so there's a lot of plan for dam this river, big plans, and we're still having a dialogue with the province chief minister, having a dialogue with the authorities here, the politicians, and because Karnali has got many big tributaries like Mugu Karnali, Sheti Karnali, Tila Karnali, all those Lore Karnali, and got Buriganga and all of those. So from the tributaries, we can generate more than pretty close to 7,000 megawatt, right? If you talk about Nepal, Nepal can generate pretty much 60,000 megawatt. So if we, think prosperity is tourism, prosperity doesn't mean that, every river has to be dammed. I think this river is the one which can be saved. That's the only free-flowing river in this country. And so if we can generate the energy from the tributaries, why kill the main stem? So we're working on promoting this river and getting the tourists out, showing them, what tourism is all about, what ecotourism, adventure tourism is all about. This is the virgin land. I really would like to request many media friends, bloggers, and travel companies, so how we could promote the West, where the tourism is needed. The tourism dollar has to reach to the villages and to the community. So we're working on establishing a center for ecotourism where we could, engage the next generation youth, so they can learn about tourism, they can learn about ecotourism, and learn kayak, raft, climbing, So from this center, they can, go to Saipal Himal or Rara or Kailas, all these places. So, and this race is promoted by Tourism Ministry. This is one of the 12 lifetime experiences in 2020, Visit Nepal 2020. And so our promoters, Nepal Tourism Board, so Nepal River Conservation is the organizer along with Nepal Association of Rafting Agents. And we have other supporters, sponsors, Patagonia, Turkish Airlines. They really helped us to make this expedition success. And the host will be Karnali Province, Far West Province, and Province 5. And other sponsors are Ultimate Descents, Yeti Airlines, NRS, that's the whitewater equipment manufacturer, raft manufacturer. This is what we'll be doing it. So, and
Namaste, my name is Meg Ale.
This is
I'm the founder president of Nepal River Conservation Trust.
A little video of it about Karnali.
Work on river conservation in Nepal. Well, we have more than 6,000 rivers and rivulets. Nepal is also known as among the richest country in water resources, but the situation is we don't have any vision for rivers. So I would say that Karnali is the last and the most pristine Himalayan river left.
There's a river in the far west of Nepal, the most sacred river. It began its journey at the foot of holy Mount Kailash, bisects the Himalaya from north to south, then gradually loses gradients as it flows into the jungle, flatlands, and towards the mighty Ganges. This river is longest in our country and the last free-flowing waterway in Nepal. The water, the shoreline and the canyons offer the diverse habitat for a variety of plants and animals. The people who have made their home here depend on the river for drinking water, agriculture, fishing, and day-to-day rituals. My experiences on this river have changed the way I think about water in Nepal. This river, the Karnali, is the most important in all of my country. Unfortunately, its status as the last free-flowing river in Nepal is under threat. Hydroelectric development plan to dam the Karnali and permanently transform this important valley. Village and wildlife habitat would disappear beneath the reservoir, while other sections of the river would run dry. This is not how I wish to see the Karnali. Now I hope that all Nepali people and others around the world will join together to designate the Karnali as a sacred river corridor and keep it free flowing forever.
Right, if you have any questions, what we could do, how we could work together, and let's save our rivers for our future generation.
Is that good?
580 kilometers. Right? Are we all ready to work together on this? Raise a hand. All right. So we're going to see all the best whitewater athletes. We want to see everybody, all the travel bloggers coming to the Karnali at Rakham to celebrate that river. And, we need to keep that for our future generation. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Meghale sir. I request you to please be on stage. Thank you so much for this amazing presentation, and I'm sure the delegates here, national, international, media, you are so much excited to join into this campaign because it's not just about enjoying the adventures, but also conserving one of the most pristine river and the free-flowing river only left in Nepal, Karnali. So to offer a small memento, sincere thanks and appreciation, I'd like to invite on stage our PATA chairman, Mr. Sunil Shakya. Please, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the International Travel Bloggers and Media Conference today. Thank you so much for your gracious presence and your kind cooperation and patience. So there's a small notice for all the delegates present here. So please be informed and please ensure the flights of your departure and return, especially if you have your flights via Qatar Airlines. The timing schedules for the departure, the timings have been changed for the different dates on 10th, 11th. As much I've received the information from the airlines, it has been forwarded to you via email. Please make sure with the airlines, or you can contact us at the desk there at the registration. So anyone who will be flying from Qatar Airlines, please ensure the flight timings, because there are certain changes due to the construction happening at the airport. So please make sure to get through once, to check it once. So thank you so much for your presence, ladies and gentlemen. And there is a small notice as well, since the B2B Mart will be continuing until 5. Here, we will be having our shuttle service ready here by 5:15 for enjoying our hosted dinner at Hotel Akama, which will be starting shortly as soon as we reach there. So please, delegates, don't forget to bring your badges, because this will be our measure identity over there. So this hosted dinner by Hotel Akama is for all our international delegates, buyer sellers, bloggers, influencers, as well as our sponsors and partners. So we wish all of you to see there and enjoy your time here. Thank you so much.